Welcome to another product review by Watchful Studio. Today we're going to be looking at the Soviet T-64 Tankovy Company for the World War III Team Yankee game made by Battlefront Miniatures. This all-plastic box set is one of their older kits, but was relaunched in the new starter set and also is available as a separate box. The front of the box, you can see it lists it as an all-plastic set containing 5 tanks made for the Soviet Union, showing the flag, but I'm sure other Warsaw Pact nations can take these tanks as well. Let's look at the back. Looking at the back of the box, this set retails for $45, has the instructions on how to assemble the tank conveniently on the back of the box, and contains 5 plastic T-64 tanks, a tank commander sprue, a decal sheet, and 3 unit cards. Now let's look at the contents. There are 5 sprues that come in this box set, manufactured in the Soviet green color, although I know some of the older kits were done in gray plastic. The sprue contains everything you need to assemble the tank, including the main body, the tracks, the turret, the main gun, side skirts, mine clearing plows, the fuel drums, as well as additional components for the tank, hatches, smoke launchers, and 2 machine guns, just in case you break one. Let's have a look at the commander sprue. This commander sprue is the exact sprue that you get in every Soviet box set, whether it's for the World War III Team Yankee game or the Flames of War game. The uniforms didn't change much over time, so why reinvent the wheel? 6 unique commanders gives your tanks some unique looks depending on which ones you want to use. Now on to the decal. The decal sheet gives you a ton of numbers for each of your tanks, giving you a different look and feel depending on which size you want to use, and also gives you the divisional icon or Soviet symbol with the flag and of course that red star. Let's go right ahead and put a couple of these together and take a look. Putting the T-64 together was relatively simple. The big things I would warn you of when assembling this tank is making sure that you clip off the machine gun carefully. I usually start with the barrel and clip that off first, holding the barrel in place while I clip it so it doesn't break. And the smoke launchers are also a little tricky to clip off without breaking, as well as cleaning and gluing onto the actual turret. The rest of the vehicle goes together very simply, and I always like to let people know to dry fit your pieces before you glue them all together, and you might even want to consider cleaning them before you glue things together, because sometimes the pieces that make up the hull work synonymously together. So if you glue the tracks on first and let those dry and then try to glue on the back of the vehicle, for example, you may have a hard time fitting it. So if you're using plastic glue while all the pieces are starting to dry, it gives you time to wiggle them around, make sure they fit properly. Overall, great tank, quick to assemble, which is a good thing because you're going to need lots of them. Let's move on to the unit cards and see how they're going to do on the battlefield. The T-64 is a solid tank with a decent front armor and a decent side armor. It does have the BDD armor, which allows the side armor to be upgraded against heat weapons, and the main gun you will see is common throughout the T series of tanks, and it's a solid, reliable main gun, although that rate of fire of 1 is a constant pain when collecting any Soviet army from World War II up to World War III. The statistics of the T-64 rely on you massing against your opponent. The courage is pretty good at a 4+, with a morale of 3+, and a remount of 3+. Skill rating not so solid, had a 5+, assault 5+, with a counterattack of a 4+. With these type of statistics, let's see how they are points wise. Taking a T-64 tank company is anywhere from 3 to 10 tanks, with taking a full company of 10 takes at 55 points, which leaves lots of room to take other things. And there are some upgrades available to you, including the mine clearing devices, the plows, or some additional anti-tank missiles. If you're building a Soviet force, this is a solid tank to build off of, but just remember that you would probably want to take larger companies of these in order to be able to soak up casualties, but also increase the firepower because of that rate of fire of 1. At the time of making this video, I managed to get 3 of my T-64s assembled in a relatively quick amount of time, and World War III Team Yankee for a retail store is pretty tricky, particularly for Soviet players, because there are so many many main battle tank options available to you, as well as them being plastic kits. They're all phenomenal, easy to put together, and they look great on the table. So as a retail store, you have to decide for yourself how many of these kits that you would want to bring in, knowing what type of players you're going to have in your store. For Soviet players, they may want to lean more towards either the T-64s or T-72s or the newly released T-80s. For the Warsaw Pact players, they may be looking at things like the T-64 or T-55s, for example. So my recommendation to a retail store would probably be to carry 2 boxes of the T-64s, knowing that players may want to pick up 2 of those, giving them 10 tanks to start a formation. Of course, you may want to restock if you sell those out, and also you have the T-64s that are available to you in the starter set. So if a player came in, picked up the starter set, which I believe gives you 3 tanks, plus 2 boxes, giving you a total of 13 tanks, that would be a great foundation for a T-64 battalion. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Don't forget, let's keep a watchful eye on hobby.